All right, and welcome back to episode 064 of the Okay podcast, powered by the Strenko. I'm your host, Grant Broggi. Today's date is Tuesday, March 18th in the year of our Lord 2025. St. Patrick has been celebrated. The price of Bitcoin is $82,845.08, which means that Elon is pissing a lot of people off. And so Tesla stocks are dropping, Bitcoin's dropping. Buy the dip. That's what I've always said. Or hopefully you just bought years ago and you were just hodling. Big Bitcoiners over here. No one knows Bitcoin better than us. Not financial advice. If you want tax advice, call BW Tax. I'm joined tonight by our resident Mormon. By the way, I had some questions about that. Got some new Marine listeners and their wives were like, is Grant's friend really a Mormon? And he's just our resident Mormon. That doesn't mean he practices the Mormon religion. It just means he lives, and he's joining us now from the greater Salt Lake City area. He actually has a city, but I refuse to learn it. And Trey is coming to us tonight from Katy, Texas. Welcome, Trey.
Close.
From Katy.
That's closer than usual, yeah.
And we are recording in the high desert of 29 Palms, California, where the wind blows hard and the tumbleweeds roll. And it's a wild place. Lots to talk about tonight in episode 064. But before we get into it, let's just do a quick roll call. 3. I'll turn it over to you.
Okay. We got anyone from we got a 1 rep, an admin rep, anybody?
Here we go.
S1 actual, an S1 chief, an S1 clerk.
Yes, sir. Could you just make sure you do your SOs? Everyone needs to do their SOs. It'd be a real shame if these deploying units had someone die and their spouse didn't get their SGLI. So please just have them do their SOs. I know everyone already did it, but we forgot to run the unit diary. And so none of it went through. And so we just need you to do that again. Just please do your SOs.
Okay. Is there a due date for that? We got any sort of timetable when you need that done?
ASAP. It actually needed to be done. Yeah, it needed to be done last week. So please do it.
Okay. Got it. Thank you for waiting until this meeting to bring up the item that needed to be done last week. Okay, excellent. Outstanding work.
Yes, sir. I'll bring it up again next week too.
Okay, good. I'm sure you will. The 2 Intel shop.
Deuce. Is it Deuce here?
No, Deuce is gone.
Oh,
Deuce is gone. Deuce PCS.
Yeah, he left.
Deuce PCS. Okay,
right, we got a new one in. We got a new one inbound.
Yeah. Are we going to be gapped?
Yeah, we're going to be gapped a little bit, so the Lance Corporal's covering down.
Oh, cool.
Is the Lance Corporal here?
No, he was at Chow Hall.
Oh, okay. Learning how to salute. Got it.
Yeah. He heard the ice cream machine was working. So. Yeah.
Someone cracked the code on it.
He's in the sipper vault and he's like, holy cow, the ice cream machine's working. I got to get out of here.
Vault's probably unsecured. It's great. We'll get hit on that next CGIP. No problem. Wait. Okay. 3 shop is here. 4. Are we looking?
Looking good.
Has any maintenance been getting done?
Nope. We are currently waiting on. I never did any maintenance. I feel like Grant knew better than me.
Excuse me. This is the SEPO. Everyone's CMR will be due at the end of the month, and I still don't have CMRs from last year. So if you could just backdate those and sign in the bottom right corner of every single page, even on the pages that you don't have any gear on, I'd appreciate it.
Thank you, Suppo.
Blank pages.
You do have to sign them. It makes no sense.
Dated. You gotta
just sign for blank pages.
Without that initial Doge is coming for you.
Yep. Okay, great, awesome. I just want to remind everyone we're in the middle of the maintenance stand down. The LOI has been distributed 47 times. I walked by the motor pool and looked like no maintenance was happening. Just a reminder, the maintenance stand down.
Sir,
maintenance.
Sir, it's the motor T officer. The Marines are stood down. That's why they're not doing maintenance. Okay. You told them to stand down and they did. So no maintenance is occurring. We're waiting on the LRECTFE team that's coming out of New Orleans, and that's when we'll do the maintenance.
Oh, copy. Okay.
Also, I'm a warrant officer 1, but I'm super disgruntled and get to talk back to majors and lieutenant colonels because I'm a warrant officer. So, sir.
Great. I'm sure all our trucks will be ready next time we got to push to the field.
Yeah, they will, because I'm an officer of the warrant type. So everything that I know is better because I'm enlisted and I'm an officer at the same time, sir.
Still trying to wrap my head around why this rank needs to exist, but it's okay.
With all due respect, sir, you'll never get it.
Yeah. No, I understand.
You could never be in charge of Seaburn ever. Like, you could not even fathom the responsibilities that come with running a gas chamber and making kids cry. You could not.
Thank you, Seaburn officer. We didn't even know you were here. We haven't seen you.
Yeah, I'm also most of the training. I'm in charge of McTim's as well.
We haven't seen you in 3 years since the last time the battalion did a gas chamber. Thanks for coming out.
It's like the Seaburn troll.
just gonna do an open air gas chamber. We gassed them in the field, sir. They're all good. They're all trained.
Yeah, the CS
they can survive a chemical attack.
We dropped it in an ammo can. Most of the gas just kind of stayed in there, but we're all certified. We're trained. Full up rounds, ready to go, ready to deploy.
Full up
any
rounds.
climb in place. Excellent. S6. We got anyone from the? Wait, so medical.
Yeah, we got a shot X.
Has everyone gotten the shots?
That's all we think of when we think of medical.
That's all they do.
You have to get a shot, and also we're closed for sick call, so don't try and come in.
Yeah, and we'll send out the hit list, but it's HIPAA protected information, so we can't actually send it out. But we'll generally describe what each Marine looks like, and then you just need to get them down to medical when we're open, but we won't tell you when we're open because we're the Navy. We'll be doing chief training.
Also, this is Chief, ma'am.
Training.
If I can, Chief here, also female type. The hit list that's on the slide today, it's updated, but the system doesn't reflect for about 3 weeks. So we're actually doing a lot better than it looks. But if you haven't sent your Marines because the system's not updated, I still need you to send them. Thanks. Also, I'm going to do the Navy PFT instead of the Marine Corps one. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Great stuff. Great stuff, Chief. Okay. S6, Camo. Sir, just so you're tracking, we did get the new tech keys downloaded onto our SKLs, but then they immediately dropped them. And then the corporal that was in charge of loading the tech keys, he tried to then plug his laptop into the SKL, utilizing also with his iPod connected, and it triggered a national security level event. So you know, you may receive the flash report. I'm still writing up the 5 W's, but I will get that to your desk ASAP.
Hey, sir,
do training.
Sir, appreciate it, sir, as the comm chief, not the comm officer. I just want to say real quick, don't worry. There's actually keys held up at MEF, and we've gotten 10 levels of signatures, and they're in the vault there. The vault door's just broken in MEF, and the only guy that can unlock the doors on terminal leave, but they got a team coming out, and they should get the vault door open on Monday, and then we just have to do 19 letters of transmittals. And so, sir, don't worry. I got it. It's on the east side. It's on the flat black. We got it, sir.
Oh, thanks, Chief. Thanks to my comm chief for that update.
I'm so far removed from all of this.
Before we go into
but it brings back like little flashbacks. You're like, oh yeah, that is a thing that happens.
I remember shots.
Get your
shots.
Before we go to the agenda slide, since we're on the roll call, I'm just going to go to the outlying stations. We had a few chime in from our Instagram. If you're not following us on Instagram, go follow the OK_podcast. If you're not following us on Twitter, go follow the OK_pod. We got Midwestern Jake from State Farm. I'm pretty sure he's with Com Company. He says that Grant's buddy must be thriving in the desert. We got Perfect Little Sweeties Jim. I'm pretty sure he's with Second Reg, and he just said okay. And we got Kitchen Six, yours truly spouse, Grant's buddy's wife, and she said okay. And we got Big Carp. I think he's a reservist in the Army out of Tennessee, and he said yep. And we got Tippy Top, who just clapped. And we also got some action on X. Let's see what we got on X. We got some from Mark Ripito, and he said, do beans belong in chili? Or he probably said, do beans belong in chili? And if you haven't seen our Texas chili video, Jordy, just do a little flash, like quick little funny part from that chili video, one of my first YouTube videos.
Remember, chili is not about beans. Chili is about spices. The author calls for 8 ounces per 4 pounds of meat. I call for 2/3 a bag. Just dump it all in.
If you're watching this and you have never seen the chili video, first time I ever put a camera in my house and filmed with live gas inside the house. Pretty interesting. Go check it out. Link will be in the description. And we got Nathan Eckberg. He is the chaplain, actually. He's the OK Podcast chaplain. And he said overrated or underrated Nephilim. Does anyone know what that means? NEP. Let me do it for you non-military types. November, Echo, Papa, Hotel, India, Lima, India, Mike.
Nephilim?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like the giants?
The giants? Like a giant?
I don't know.
Yeah, chaps, we need to know if this is a biblical reference. What translation are you reading? What, we need to know what part of Protestant theology you're coming from. But so thanks for the shout outs. And then we got to give one more. You gotta inspect what you expect. And sometimes you gotta expect what you've already inspected. And I got to shout out Matt Lowen. Boo. He literally runs up to me on Friday morning, leaving the gym, and has his phone open. He's in PT gear, rainbow gear, every sergeant's major, first sergeants, relax. He was in rainbow gear, and he showed me like I'm watching the OK Podcast on YouTube. So if you haven't watched the OK Podcast on YouTube, you're missing out. Shout out Matt Lone. I think he's going to run in. We also have another one just came in right now. Marilyn Broggi, no relation. That's I'm not related to any JAG officers. Kidding. My little brother, captain out there in Cherry Point, North Carolina, his wife says, okay. So there you go. That's a new part of the roll call. That's a new little part of the roll call that we're going to do every week. Appreciate all the outlying stations that call in, that tune in every week, and that are, we just posted that maybe an hour ago. So we appreciate you tuning in. As always, don't forget about the trash. Trash is number one priority. Wherever you're coming from, police your trash. Without the police, there'd be trash. And so we thank them for their service. We support the troops. And
carry on.
Cut. Support the troops.
Wait, what's the carry on tune? Yeah, okay. Carry on. All right, agenda slide.
Love that. Okay. Let's see. Where do we want to start first? Got quite a diverse agenda here.
I like it.
DEI is back on the OK Podcast.
If there's one thing we've always said, is that our agendas are diverse. Our
agendas don't see color. You know why? Because we're from the South. All right. Anyway, Trey's like, we are 15 minutes into a meeting and nothing's happened yet. Hey, welcome back to active duty, brother. Yeah. Welcome back.
Are we gonna actually talk about what we're gonna talk about? Let's see. I want to hear about Grant's Helo dunker experience. Right, there were even some memes that came out of this on the back end. I loved it.
Sorry, I'm fighting my PTSD over here. Yeah, like you want the 5-minute version? Trey, did you ever do the UET?
I never did it.
Okay,
I set it up for people.
Underwater egress trainer.
Yeah,
I never had the opportunity to do it, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, you're not missing much. I never want to do it again. So for, the Geordie types, shout out PJ, you're waiting on a baby to come. Thanks for editing every week. Hope you're doing well. We got to get you on here soon, get an update on life. But for those non-military types, if you're going to get on a boat and there's a chance that you'll be in a helicopter flying over the ocean, you got to go to the underwater egress trainer. It is a mandatory event. So my buddy had to do it. And my buddy has only done like Middle East type stuff, so he's never had to do it before. So it's a 2-day training event. Day one, I'll say a little bit, then I want Jeff to tell me what he remembers from it. But you go in, and it's put out to the civilians, so contractors, all former company guns, and you go in there. And Jeff, why don't you tell them about that video they show?
Oh, they really set the stage for you, and just like what you're prepping for. So yeah, long story short, it's a video where the kind of guy narrating it is a prior recon, is he gunny?
Staff sergeant.
Yeah. So recon guy, for those who don't know about recon, one of the things that they are very good at is swimming. They do a lot of like underwater pool work. They're like scuba trained and all that stuff, combat divers. So they're very confident in the water, very skilled in the water, know how to stay calm underwater under, crazy conditions. And it's basically this recon guy talking about, we took off in a 46, which is one of the old helicopters the Marine Corps used to fly. And then as they're like lifting off, one of the wheels like gets hooked on the netting that kind of runs around the perimeter of the flight deck on the ship to kind of catch people if they fall immediately overboard. And then the pilot gives it more power and it ends up like basically going upside down into the water. And then it's his story of like what went through his mind as he's going through the water. He feels like he broke his back. He can't see anything. And it's just this like terrifying story of having to swim your way out of a helicopter that's like down in the water. And how he like, this guy barely makes it out of there and he's probably like elite in the water. And you're just like, oh, I'm not a recon guy. I probably won't make it, but let's do this training anyway.
Yeah. They start like really freaking you out to get you to pay attention. This before the class. And so that was 1999. I think there was 25 on board and 11 survived. It's either 14. And I should know this. I feel bad as a Marine officer because 3 lives is a big difference, but it was either 11 survived and 14 perished or vice versa. But since then, in 2014, same thing happened in the Red Sea. Also, 14 Marines on board. I know one of them, Major type, OPSO and the glorious 4th Marine Division. And all 14 survived, right? So, but they don't also like, in my opinion, they should follow up the 1999 video with being like, and then we got started this UET training. And then in 2014, this happened again and everyone survived. But instead, you're just sitting there like, oh my gosh.
Super depressed.
Yeah. So then they go through all the things of like your body and atmospheric pressure and what happens under the water. And the civilian contractor that trains 48 Marines a day is talking at a speed that you've done 48 Marines a day for the past 5 years. So he's like, so then you're like, breathe, water, rifle, seat, left hand, door, open, out. Say it with me. And he's got all these ditties and you're not really putting that together in your head, but it was good training. I got to give the guys a shout out there down at Camp Horno for my buddy. It was good training. They did rehearsals. So you go to the dunker next day. I'll speed up, tell my experience, and let Jeff tell his. So you basically get to the pool deck. It's like 6:30 in the morning. It was cold and rainy the day I went. And during the training, the former recon gunny, broken back, like 3 trips to Iraq, blown up IEDs, 2 helicopter and water incidents in his career. But he actually did a good job of like telling stories to make you really pay attention to the training, but not just like trying to like clout like all the stuff he'd done. He actually did a pretty good job. So you get to that day, he's like, hey, when you get there tomorrow, he's like, we had 3 hypothermiac this morning. He's like, everyone comes in and they try to act all tough guy. He's like, we have wetsuits, put on a wetsuit. He's like, put your camis over it. You'll be glad you did. Like the worst thing is if you're like passing the training and then you hypo out. And so I'm like, all right, like that makes sense to me. So next morning I go in, I put on a wetsuit, put my frogs on over it. And it's just like typical high speed, fast Marine Corps training. So you get in the pool, they hand you like a little scuba thing for all my divers out there. You're going to think like, oh, what the heck, Grant? You don't know how to dive? You're a Marine. It's like, no, I know how to swim. I don't know how to dive. And so they give you like the mouthpiece and they like teach you how to clear it. And so it's like, clear it with the mouth, like by blowing air out, clear it. Okay. You did that. Now here's how you clear it with the button, clear it. Okay. You did that. Now clear it, put it in your mouth, stick your head in the water and do that. And you breathe and it's like sucking through a milkshake. It's like super small air. Then you come out and unless you're freaking out, they're like, okay, you're good. So then they're like, next, clear, like go underwater without it, clear it underwater. Like you're just like bending your knees. So you're like your head's beneath the surface and breathe. So you do that a couple of times. You're like, got it. Then they're like, put your feet up on the side of the pool. Do it now, move. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, what am I doing next? Don't ask. Do it now, move. And like, put your feet up on the pool. Someone grabs it. And then they're like, okay, you're going to go under, lean your head back, touch it to the bottom side of the pool. So you're like upside down, like in a, like, you know, the drink spotter holder, the drink holder before drink spotters were invented, the GHD machine. You're like in that position and your head's down there and then you clear it out and then you breathe. And it's weird because like water goes up your nose and you're like breathing in and out and they're counting up top. And then they like pat you on the leg and you come up and do this like killer sit up that you can only do with great core strength because you use strength go plates. And then like, okay, good job. Do it again. So you do it again. And then I think you do that a third time. And I've like freaked out zero. And everyone's told me like laying down upside down on the side of the pool is the hardest part. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. And I had even texted Jeff that morning. I'm like, I'm nervous about this. Should I be nervous about this? Or is this like command guilt? He's like, it's command guilt. Like you're the boss and you're going first. So like you want to do a good job. I'm like, okay, I'll be fine. So I get through that and I'm like, oh, I'm Gucci. Like I got this. This was easy. So then you get in this like PVC constructed chair and the base has like boat buoys on it. So it's like sitting in the water and like the guy's like, enter from here. So you like get in. He's like, now get up on the chair. So you get up on the chair. You're like floating like 6 inches off the water. And all of a sudden you feel like a complete retard because he's like, strap this thing into that thing. And you're like, I've never seen any of these things. Like which thing is what thing? And he's like, this one into that one. And you're like, oh, okay. And like, you finally like figure out it's like the 5-point harness in the center and you get it in. And he's like, did you check your air? And I'm like, no. He's like, check your air. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Yesterday in the training, like nozzle outboard, like turn, see if it's good. I'm like, okay. He's like, all right, you ready? And I'm like, sure. And he just like flips the chair and she like quickly like put the nozzle in your mouth, like clear it, get your breath. I did it just fine. There's like no doors. It's just like a PVC cage and like you just swim out and pop up. He's like, oh, great. You got this. Get back in. You get back in, hooks up the 5-point harness. He's like, you still got air? I'm like, I don't know. I use like 2. Yeah, I guess. And then he puts like a door on it and gives you blackout goggles. And he's like, you just have to push the door out. You ready? And I'm like, sure. So you like flip over, like undo your harness and put your air in and then kick the door out and you're out. And he's like, oh, you're good. All right, go get in. And then you enter the Helo dunker. And I'm like, what just happened? Like, I'm not like, what? So you go to get in the Helo dunker. And again, this was like, I breathed through the thing much better than I thought. Like I guess my anxiousness over it prior to was like, one, all my Marines are on the side watching me, and that's going to be embarrassing if I fail. Some of them will listen to this and probably take some joy out of that. And then it's like, 2, I've never like done scuba. So like, that's going to be the hard part. So then you go and get in the helicopter and you're in 6 people at a time. You have a rifle and your kit and there's like divers inside. And I'll tell like my first round, and then I'll let Jeff talk a little bit, but there's divers inside and they each have like a way to brief whatever seat you're in. So the inside of the fuselage represents like 6 different helicopter platforms or 6 different exits amongst the Marine Corps helicopter platforms. Mm-hmm. So like if you were in an Osprey, it would be this. If you were in a, 43 or 46, whatever. And so they're like, what seat you want? I'm like, just give me the hardest one. And he's like, yeah, get that one out of the way. It's this one. And so it's like, you're sitting there, they put the goggles on you. He's like, all right, you're going to flip once the thing flips in the water, you're going to get your air, your purge, then you're going to right hand rifle, left hand seat, right hand flak, right hand seat, left hand flak. And like you're unclipping, if you're not watching on YouTube, you're missing out. You're unclipping the buckles, and then you do the cummerbund and strip, right hand cummerbund strip, and then you're holding the seat. And then he's like showing you reference points. Like you're going to reach out to the right, you're going to feel this, and then you're going to like turn around on the seat and then reach up, and the door's right there. There's a handle, pull it to the right, pull the door out, right hand exit, left hand exit, like pull out. But it's like literally that fast. Like you just got the same instructions I did. He's like, you got it? And I'm like, right hand rifle, right hand seat, left hand. Okay. Podcast, subscribe. Yeah. Got it. Exit. Okay. I got this. So we go down, I like find my air. I'm like, all right, I'm cool. And you have to unbuckle at some point, and I'm getting through everything. And I think I exited fine on the first. No, I missed the first one. So I did everything. I got everything off, turned around. I'm on the seat, and I'm like, okay, the door's right here. And I'm like pushing, and I'm like pushing. I'm like, where's the handle? And all I feel is like this metal grate. But like you'd flipped like, I don't know, a time and a half. And long story short, the reason I brought up the wetsuit was if you're 225 pounds, like you're buoyant. And if you're 225 pounds plus wetsuit, you're super buoyant. And so like my body had like went to float, but then I grabbed the seat. And so I'm actually like facing the floor, like trying to like push the floor out. And then like I stayed down there, and they left me down there forever. Cause if you're like not panicked, they just try and let you figure it out. Mm-hmm. And then finally I just get like ripped out the back. And the guy's like, what happened? And I'm like, you're the guy with like scuba gear on and clear glasses. You tell me. And so I got turned around. So anyway, so then I'm like, man, because you can only miss so many times. So then I went through all the iterations. I think it took me like 9 or 10 rolls to make all 6 exits. But I did not like it. I did not like it at all. I was never worried of dying. I didn't mind breathing underwater. But like finding the exit, I was like, all I could think about was that staff sergeant with a broken back. And I'm like, this is not cool. And then you have big guy problems, like the little window, like the pull out window. Yeah. It's like you're going through, and like you can feel like your little life jacket getting stuck. So anyway, that was UET trainer. Jeff did much better at it than I did, I'm sure.
I don't know. I did it 3 times.
Yeah. Whenever you, I just remember like without fail, whenever you did like anything in the water, there was always at least at minimum one person who freaks out like at the first thing of getting in the water. Do you have anybody freak out?
Oh, yeah. Wait, Jeff, real quick. Did you say you did it 3 times?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. For the 2 Mews. And then we like had to like make like our own PT or our pre-deployment training plan for the special purpose MAGTF that I went on. And we ended up just like scheduling it, or the guy that was like running it, like just scheduled us for the underwater egress trainer. And I was like, is this actually required? But we just went and did it anyway.
So you're probably a pro, because what I did feel like was, and then I'll answer Trey's question. If you put me in there 3 days in a row, like I'd be fine. Cause like I wasn't like freaked out with the scuba. It's just like the orientation that kind of threw me off. But like you don't have time for that. And they have like, this many hours to pump out 24 that are in the water at a time. But yeah, no, we had people freaking out. So I get out of it's like 2 hours of training just goes by in a flash. And then I get out and I look, and there's like people that got in the water within 10 minutes of me that like haven't even left the pool side. Like they can't even like pass that part. But all in all, everyone did pretty good. It's good training by good dudes, but no, everyone like locks in. It's like if you've ever seen anything when you're deployed, it's like all of a sudden like all the joking goes to the side, and everyone's just like, I must pass this. And so it's actually super good training. We got almost everyone through. We had some that had to remediate over the course of a couple of days, and we got a couple guys left that'll have to go back. But if you're looking for a good time, blindfold yourself, strap yourself in, cover yourself in lifting equipment, and turn yourself upside down in the pool and try to escape.
Yeah, because it's like I guess it's kind of like high stakes in that, like, hey, if you don't pass this, you are not really going to be able to get off the ship because there's kind of only a couple ways, and flying off is one of the most common.
So my buddy's deployment, if you don't pass that, you're not allowed to get on ship. You don't deploy.
Makes sense.
So it does make sense. So the stakes are like, so there's a whole new level of like, oh man, like it's another thread of, I got to get this. But did you just ace it first time, Jeff? I could see you being pretty slippery. We used to surf together.
I don't remember, I don't remember having any issues. But I mean, it's one of those things where like, you're like, okay, they are going to tell me exactly what to do. And you would see people that would get like hung up because they would decide to do something other than what exactly they said to do. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm just going to do literally what they tell me to, and that's all, and I should be good. And that's really how it goes.
No, that was what you told me, and that actually helped because I was like, if the ditty is right hand rifle, left hand seat, right? Like I was like saying the ditties. I'm like, I got this.
Yeah, because they've like got it to like the most efficient way,
of course,
to get out of there, find your reference points, and then immediately get out of the helo.
Yeah. Reference point. Always good to have that good old reference point.
There was no blonde Australian chick.
There was a blonde chick. I don't know if she was Australian.
Okay. She was like always like the main instructor all 3 times I went. So I was like,
she was in the boat. So kind of just something I figured out in life that helps in like any situation. So if you're just kind of like kind to the people and like appreciate what they do, and maybe even be like, hey, what's your name? You get treated a lot better. And so we'll end the UET trainer with this. So I'm in there and like I miss, and then I get it. And I will say the contractors are much better than Marines coaching because they're like, hey, bud, like you almost had it. Then you did this. Like we can tell you're calm underwater, and like you listen. So then like every time I'd get one, like, you come out, and then they're still under there with like the people that are struggling, either pulling them out or, whatever. And then they're pulling all the gear out. And then I'd always be like, yeah. And I'd like high five everyone. And so I finish, I left a bunch of like patches and coins for those guys. And then I come back the next day to see some of my guys doing it. And I'm in uniform. And one of the guys who was super cool, he had mentioned he was a Marine. I don't know what his rank was. He looked like he was about 30. I'd guess he like got out as a sergeant, maybe after 8 years or something. That's just a guess. He's like, sir, I had no idea you were a major. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I was like, was it because I kind of talked to you like a normal person and had a mustache? He goes, that's exactly what it was. And I don't mean it as an insult. I really don't. I just like would have never thought you were a major. I thought you were like a gunny or something. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, brother. Okay. Freaking damn
lock your body.
Okay.
Little does he know I'm a first sergeant.
Yeah.
Lock it up, Sarge.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that UET instructor used to be my buck sergeant.
Yeah, buck sergeant.
Dude. That's the UET. And that's why they call it the underwater egress trainer.
Indeed. Love that. Love that for your buddy. Glad he's got that in the books.
Yeah.
He's got his card, his diploma. He can hang it on his wall one day.
Actually, they're out of the cards. And so we have to keep calling every day because they're like, yeah, we're out of cards right now. They're running low. I'm like, running low? Like, can't you just write me something on a piece of paper? And they're like, yeah.
Can you just make copies?
We don't have the cards. I'm like, I took photos of my name on like the past roster because I'm like, I'm not coming back to do this.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys lose the card, my buddy's not doing this again.
I've got evidence.
Yeah.
Like when you say card, is it just like a piece of paper?
It's like, you know, like when you pass the range OIC, this is not your range. It's your battalion commander's range. They give you like the RSO card. Same deal. It's like a UET card.
Could you not just go to like Kinko's and just make like 100 copies?
Trey, don't give all the Lance Corporal secrets away. What are you doing, Trey? Trey, what are you, our resident Lance Corporal?
No, I'm the Seaburn officer.
No, it needs a very specific signature that everyone knows. Oh, that's the UET head instructor at Camp Horno.
Yeah, everyone knows that. Yeah, it's known far and wide.
Yeah. UET.
All right, let's change gears here. Literally, little truck talk. We got something going on with the windshield of the old Chevy.
Yeah,
It's gone.
Well, we also are going to talk gears. Unfortunately, happened after the windshield. I'll make it brief because I gotta get Trey talking into sports and stuff. But I finished I'm driving to the UET, and I'm a prisoner of the highway. The Chevy's running good. I got nostalgia running through my blood. Driving onto Camp Pendleton. It's raining. And some a-hole in a Toyota 4x4, where they got those like extra fender flares in the back that like stick out extra wide, but it's not a dually, comes whipping around me in the HOV lane, cuts ahead of me. And all of a sudden I just see this baseball style rock. And when I say I see it, I mean, like I see it. And I actually thought I was getting shot. Like my instincts were like 0.2 seconds ahead of it. And then it hit the passenger side window and it just, and I just was like, and it was so loud. And I was like, oh my God. It knocked the breath out of me, even though it didn't hit me. And I thought the thing was going to break in. It didn't. So I get there, I do the UET training, and then I'm like, I got to go get a windshield. And so what I want to talk about was you type in. So I'm like, okay, I'm in Camp Pendleton. I'm going back to Costa Mesa. San Clemente's on the way. San Clemente windshields. And like 15 places pop up. And so I click the first one, call, and it's like, hello. I'm like, yeah, I got a 96 Chevy, give them the details. And they're like, text me photo. So I like text photo. And then they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm 9 minutes away. They're like, what city? I'm like, I'm on Camp Pendleton. Like, we don't serve Camp Pendleton. I'm like, no, I'm coming to you. I'm 9 minutes away. Like, okay, I'll text you address. I'm like, I already saw it on maps. And then like I get a text and it's like in Fullerton, which is like an hour away.
Yeah.
So I call back and like a different person answers and I'm like, hey, I was just on the phone. And they're like, and so it's like people are making these Google accounts for like mobile windshield repairs. So I called like 12. I actually pulled over because it was pouring rain and I was like, I want to know where to drive. No one's like, everyone is like a facade behind a facade. And like, you can't figure out. So now I'm getting frustrated because I'm like, tomorrow morning, I got to drive to 29 Palms.
Yeah.
And my windshield is very illegal. Like it's very illegal.
Yeah.
And so then finally I'm like, you know what? I'm going home. I'm just going to drive home. So I type in Costa Mesa Auto Glass, call, guy answers. He has one. How much do you think a windshield is on a 95 Chevy? 96. What do you think?
2,500.
Ooh.
I don't know if I'm like if it's gonna be like $4 or $750.
Yeah, so actually it's pretty good. The lowest I got, and it was only because I got a real person with a real location. It also happened to be the lowest, which is probably why it was a real person, a real location. Was I paid $300 for a new windshield, but I'd gotten estimates up to $750 from fake people. So I went. I changed it out.
In tune with the windshield market.
Yeah. I changed it out, and I'm like, man, life is good. I've never been able to see so clearly. I'm so pumped. Drive back to 29 Palms, there for a few days of training. Drive back to Pendleton to go see my last guys in the dunker and see a section chief graduate. It's the weekend. It's finally Friday. I'm leaving Camp Pendleton. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to spend $7.50 in the toll road. I'm taking the 73. I'm a prisoner of the highway. Gas gauge is bumping. I'm listening to George Strait Troubadour. I'm getting to the top of the hill where you're going to look down over beautiful Orange County. I'm almost there. And all of a sudden the RPMs go, whoa, like literally as I'm cresting the hill, I'm like, that's weird. I turned the music down. I stopped going live with Jeff. We were in the middle of a live session.
Obviously, live session.
And I'm going down this big hill, literally 2 minutes from my house. It's all downhill. And I'm like, that's weird. And I pull in to eat pizza with my wife. And I'm like, I'm going to pop the hood. Maybe the transmission cap came loose again because the UET entrance has like a 4-foot drop off. Maybe I'm missing a little tranny fluid. But my wife's already there with the baby in the rain, so I can't check it. And we're eating pizza. She's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I think the transmission's slipping. I was like, don't worry. I'll check it on the way home. Go to check it on the way home. Thing cannot find third gear. If you put it in 2, you can go 35. Won't find third gear. I'm like, I'll check it tomorrow. Pop the hood. Of course, the transmission thing had popped open. So I'm like, maybe I'm just low on fluid. fill it with fluid, get it up nice and flush, put it down. I'm like, it's going to work. Just got low on fluid. Still can't find third gear. I'm like, this is depressing. Poor Marines. The rental car I've rated for 3 months. I'm now just going to take. I'll figure this out later. I drop it off at Bay Auto. Call the guy today. I'm like, hey, I leave him a note and paper towel, keys under the mat. He's worked on it before. Yeah, bud. Drove it around. She just won't find third gear. Filled her up with a little more transmission fluid and fixed the seal. Got her to find third gear. She won't find fourth. You need transmission. And I was like, oh, no. He goes, also service engine lights on, Bay 2 catalytic converter, but you should be good because you got South Dakota plates on it. So you don't smog it here, right? And I'm like, right. And in my head, I'm thinking, that's just a vanity plate that Tanner put on there that I've never taken off.
But you got South Dakota.
But I'm like, yeah, I'm an active duty Marine. Yeah, I don't have to smog it. Thinking like, I don't want to deal with the catalytic converter and the transmission here. Mm-hmm. Transmission's probably like $1,000. He's like, yeah, I can get a new tranny in for you by next week for $3,900. And I'm like, ooh. So
it's more expensive than the $2,500 windshield.
Yeah, well,
that's more expensive than the $1,200 purchase price. So I said, man, I'm gonna have to think about it, Joe. He goes, she's safe here. You think about it. And so I've just not thought about it. And we're gonna start a GoFundMe.
Hey.
It's called Prisoner of the Highway. I really feel like Elon Musk should pay for it because I could have had a government rental this whole time, but I bit the bullet. Anyway, done with truck talk. Next slide. And I'm getting sad.
Trey, I'm not privy to the situation, and I don't know what Grant's status is or his buddy's status, but what's going on with A&M baseball? They have a little stretch of not so good.
Do you follow college baseball at all?
I haven't really this season.
Being a former college baseball player, right?
Seriously.
Pitcher.
You know, you just get so tired of it. You know, you got to just take a break.
Yeah.
Citadel lost to Clemson today.
Say what?
Citadel's 11-9 and lost to Clemson today, 6-5.
Hey.
It was a close game, though.
Yeah, and they were number 7, so it was exciting.
That's good.
So A&M baseball preseason. So if you remember, end of last season, they went to the they lost in game 3 of the College World Series. So come in this year, kept a lot of players, new coach because the old coach left, just like at the drop of a hat. So new coach came in.
Did he go to Texas?
Yeah, it was like overnight. Yeah. Like
I remember that.
College World Series ended, and someone goes, "Hey, are you leaving?" He goes, "Why would you ask me that?" And then like,
I remember this.
Yeah, like, I'm not leaving. Actually, I am.
But yeah, so new coach this year, kept a lot of players though, so we thought we were gonna have a good squad. Preseason number 1, and they've just crapped the bed, like been terrible. I think they've lost like 8 or 9 in a row. And just went from, it was like Florida State this year, like preseason ranked number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Like terrible. I've done terrible since. So they're unranked right now. So I think they got swept by Alabama, like at home. So.
Hey, man. Have they won any games?
A couple, yeah.
That's tough to do against tall grass.
Hey. But I don't know. Right? It's still fairly early in the season, so.
Still, it's disappointing. Disappointing. You think you're like the best team in baseball, and you come in just like,
Is it?
Yeah.
Like, is it the bats aren't going, or is it pitching's been kind of flat, or a little bit of both?
I think starting pitching is good, but then like bullpen has been terrible.
That's tough.
Defense has not helped at all, and then offense, no one can just hit right now.
Have you guys like tried bringing the yell leaders out?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Try and fix it. Maybe do like a noontime yell.
I don't know if you didn't know that yell leaders are on the team.
Oh, it's actually the yell leaders that are playing.
Yeah. Did your brother-in-law not tell you this?
Wait, are you being serious?
No.
It's A&M. So
no, but that's
the yell leader always has to play on the baseball team.
It's believable. That's why
he's always got to be the closer.
Grant, believe me for a second.
I did. I thought you were going to say like the head yell leader has to be the first base coach or something like that. And every time the guy's at first base, he's like, whoop, come on, Eggs. Whoop, get him, Eggs.
He's at first base. Hey.
Whoop, whoop. I did believe you for a second. Not even.
I know you did. That's why it was funny.
That's why it's great.
Trey, that was good.
So they're no, but
in
they're
Texas,
terrible.
We just call that A&M.
That's true.
Yeah, it's all right. Auburn basketball's kind of had a tough end of their season, so it's always fun to just be limping into the tournament. But
I wouldn't say limping. Like you lost in the SEC championship.
No, it was
semi
quarterfinals. Yeah,
to Tennessee though, right?
Lost to A&M and then lost to Alabama in the last game of the season on like a overtime buzzer beater, and then I was like, okay, well maybe they'll win the SEC championship or the end of season tournament and like get a little momentum back. But I mean, SEC's
they're still a 1 seed
stacked. Yeah. So not a bad.
Wait, the SEC is stacked since when?
I know. Right?
14 teams in the tournament.
Did you see South Carolina denied to go to the NIT today?
Wow.
No, why?
I don't know. My Twitter was blown up right before we started, but I guess they got invited to the NIT and they said no. So crazy.
They're like, we don't deserve it.
Yeah. Speaking of Gamecocks, college sports, and the founder of the Veer, I think we need to play an ad read for our good old boy, BW Tax. If you're a new listener, and I know we got a lot of new Marines listening, we haven't had a guest recently. We had First Sergeant on last. We've got some big guests in the pipeline. We've actually been shutting them out. But we're going to go back to probably the most cautious ad read we've ever had and just let that rip.
I'll say two things. Number one, no one's paying me to say anything. I receive one paycheck only, and it's from the United States government. Nothing to say anything at all, because I have no actual different interest in this company. So I say that. But number two, just based on what I've heard, what I thought sounded pretty cool about that was if you call, you get a real person. You're not going through like a little chat box or trying to get someone there. It's small enough where you call. I actually get some assistance. I thought that sounded pretty cool.
BWTechLLC.com.
It sounds like he was kidnapped.
I'm making this statement of my own free will.
I have not been hurt. They are treating me well.
Without purpose of evasion.
And BW Tax seem like good people.
I have no mental reservations or purpose of evasion.
Well and faithfully discharged. BWTaxLLC.com. That was my little brother. Little does he know that BW Tax is a good friend of his. He knew after and then thought it was funny and said, I wish I'd known it was B-Dubs. But BW Tax, funny. Good guy, better at taxes. I know he's very busy right now. He said the money is a little more than okay. And it's so busy that he's not even checking up on his own investment, which is the OK Podcast. And he confessed to me that he's 2 episodes behind. Don't worry, BW. We'll be here. You can go back and listen. Some of the newer listeners have texted me recently and said, what the heck? When's the next episode? I said, well, when did you start? They're like 59. I'm like, you realize you could go back through 1 through 58. And they're like, yeah, but I want a current trash update. And we get it. We get it. So thanks to BWTaxLLC.com. He keeps the lights on for us. Make sure I hit the 2 other ad reads. We got an additional one tonight, boys, before the show ends. With that, next slide.
Okay. We'll kind of round out our sports talk here. Don't know if either of y'all had the chance to at least read the headline or click that link I posted about Colorado, but kind of a opposite response to some of these other programs of just like dropping their spring game. Coach Prime. Well, actually, hold on. Well, we're talking about Coach Prime.
I wish I was going. I'll have my Prime glasses.
You got to pay proper respects to Coach Prime. Okay, Coach Prime. What Coach Prime wants to do is he wants to take another team. He wants to make it pro style. Okay, guys, he wants pro style. So he wants another team to come in, another college football team, do some practices, kind of like some, more like one-on-one drills, and then do a like scrimmage versus another team. So kind of like pro style preseason stuff where you'll have 2 NFL teams get together, run some practices together. So guys are drilling against different people and then actually do like a quote unquote, like preseason game, but like in the spring. So interesting outside of the box take on the spring game. I thought that was interesting.
Did he say anything about bringing back the fullback?
He did not. He did not. But he said, tune in next week where I might bring back the fullback.
Hell yeah, brother.
I didn't say that, though.
Yeah. It sounds like him.
But yeah, I don't know. Thoughts on that?
Trey?
Seems like a good idea.
Dude, I think that could be a really good idea.
I mean,
if you just throw another game in there, man, like how much more revenue could you bring in for the program?
Just up the hype. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The name you threw out there was Syracuse for them.
Oh, well, they accepted, or they said they would do it. So
can you just do that? Like, is it like a good old boy system? Just like, is it like, hey, I'm going to have everyone do McMap before I deploy so they can all get injured? Like, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Or is there like a liability waiver you have to sign?
That's a great question. I don't know.
I mean, I actually think it sounds like a great idea too. This probably goes against Dion's intent, and I never want to go against my commander's intent. What I would like to see is that these softball teams, like when the Gamecocks play Wofford, that should be the spring game.
that should be the spring game.
Not
Yeah.
softball.
It's- yeah,
I thought you were
yeah.
talking about actual softball teams.
Oh no!
Where's he going with
actually,
this?
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
you want the football team to play the softball team.
But you know what I mean? What if like all these money games got eliminated and you played them in the spring game? I don't know. I mean, good on Coach Prime. Give it a shot. I do love prime time.
At least one of them. I think that's a really good idea.
Big time play. No. If you look good, you feel good. Feel good, you play good. If you play good, they pay good. If they pay good, that's good.
That's good.
We good.
Oh, you eat good.
Eat
I
good.
know.
Yeah, you got to push chow.
Okay.
Speaking of football, let's go ahead and shout out Mr. Helmet. Mr. Helmet, green gridiron. Got some good football swag coming at you. The orders are still coming in, so we're going to keep talking about it. He doesn't keep the lights on, but he puts the tinsel on the tree, and we do like the tinsel on the tree.
My favorite part.
Yep. So that's what you've always said. So if you're looking for a football helmet, he does custom helmets. We just did a pretty cool custom helmet for the battery that were given to the unit we've been attached to. So he's got some custom items you can go in and do. You can get BW tax on a helmet. Maybe we should do a BW tax mini helmet. I should say Father of the Veer, or the money ball man of the Veer, or something like that. But yeah,
It's kind of wordy, but yeah.
kind of wordy, but it works. Anyway, check out Mr. Helmet.
I like
Next
it.
slide.
I like it.
Mm.
Okay, we're gonna kick around some more just random topics.
Kick it. Can I kick it?
Yeah. Have either of you ever watched Survivor? The reality
I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I'm a survivor. That one?
Yep, George
Yeah,
Strait.
that one.
Yep,
Yeah.
George Strait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen season 2 of Survivor.
Oh.
I watched when it was on.
I have seen an episode, but in a homeschool Southern Baptist life, you don't watch a lot of TV. But I know what it is.
Okay. I was like, I bet Grant has not watched it. But yeah, again, like it's tough to not know what it is.
Yeah, I was trying to be cool and act like I'd watch it. Definitely have not seen Survivor.
I would pay good money to watch Grant go on Survivor.
Survivor.
Oh, Grant would be great on
Just
Survivor, dude.
Is there like a sales aspect to it?
You like manipulate people to like do what you want, and then there's a vote, and you make alliances, and you vote people off.
It would be so good.
Yeah, I'm in.
I feel like
we'll keep an eye out for when they ask for the next round of audition tapes. we'll get PJ to edit it up nice and good. Oh, dude.
Come back from deployment, go straight on Survivor. Just gone for like another 6 months.
This is not where I thought this slide was going.
I think you'd do well.
It'd be so good.
I can't wait for the underpaid and overrated podcast to make a meme of me on Survivor. Thanks, guys.
Dude, it would be so good. You would just be trying to stall strength co-play. He's like, okay, when we get back and we've got service, what you're going to want to do is get some strength co-plays because you're going to lose a lot of muscle mass while you're out on this island and we're not pushing good chow, okay? All right, so I'm going to give you I'm going to cut you a little discount code just because we're tight, and I know you're not going to vote for me when we go to tribal council. You're not going to vote for me, right? Because I'm going to give you a good deal on the shipping. Okay, all right.
Use code Survivor, get 10% off.
Everything you said makes sense to me, Jeff. I'm in.
Yeah. I know. Dude, when Trey said that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's perfect. But
But Survivor, continue.
Do I have to do the Helo dunker or no?
Yeah, it is a requirement. Nope, it is a requirement now. Yeah. I can't remember the host name, but
Jeff
big
Probst.
Helo guy.
Chris Hairston. Got it.
Yeah. No, well, I had never watched it before. I remember, but I guess Kaylee, my wife, Kaylee, was a big fan of it and has watched it, a handful of seasons. And I was like, this show's dumb. And of course, we're, 2 episodes in, I'm like, all right, these people are my favorite. Don't like that person. So I'm hooked on it. We're watching this season of Survivor.
So is this still going? Is this like a live show?
This is like
they're like on season 30.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, so like it's still going in 2025.
Still going, same original host, like
love it.
Yeah. So
love it. He'll probably leave at the last minute, like Kirby Puckett, Tom Brady, and Brad Marchand. But whatever.
I saw a clip of, I don't know what season it was, but a guy pretended to get news that his mom died. And so everyone felt sorry for him and didn't vote for him. And he comes around the corner. He's like, my mom's not dead. These idiots.
I just tricked them all.
I got him.
And the Costco guys were like, your mom's not dead. Give him 3 big booms. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes. They are in the newer season of Survivor, right? You said you hadn't seen it. Come on.
Yeah,
what? Costco guys.
Such a catchy name. I love it.
Why didn't we think of that one? All right. Well, and then speaking of other, I don't know, sort of random things, I guarantee neither of you have watched this, but there's this live stream of this eagle's nest in Big Bear.
Okay, right down the road from the high desert.
I don't know. Kaylee was talking about it, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And so we turn it on. It's a couple of bald eagles have a nest, and some nature organization then mounted a camera up by the nest, and it live streams 24/7. You can watch eagles, and then a couple times a day they'll go live in the chat. They'll have a little chat pop up, and dude, people go crazy, and there's always 50,000 people watching this at any time you log in. It could be midnight and there's 50,000 people watching these eagles, and it just blows my mind. I'm just like, wait, what? We gotta get these.
Is anything exciting happening?
They just had a couple. They had 3 eggs hatch. One of the eaglets did not make it, and that was a big drama in the group chat, or in the live chat. But I guess it's the first time in a couple years that they've had eggs hatch, so it is kind of a big deal for. I don't know. There's a whole backstory.
Can I go visit it? Is there an address I can drive to?
You could probably. I guarantee you could figure out where it is. I'm sure it's posted.
I'm a Marine. Yeah, I definitely could.
And I'll just give you a 10-digit grid and map and compass.
Just use piss off mensurated. I'm good.
There you go. Yeah, we'll get you a mensurated. That
reminds me of the. Have you ever seen Silicon Valley?
Is that a show or a place?
Yeah, it's TV show.
Oh, okay.
And
I just kind of watched the Prince of Egypt and the Jesus film, but continue.
So the Silicon Valley, they had the exact same thing. Do you remember that in that season?
I don't remember that one. No, I don't think I've seen that season.
And they're like, yeah, we're going to use our new platform and we're going to stream these eagles' nests. And it was super boring. Nothing was happening. And then they're like, all right, no one's watching. We're going to go take the camera down. And they sent a guy to go take the camera down, and he fell and was trapped 27 hours or whatever it is.
And that was the first episode of Survivor.
And then everyone started watching it. It was good. That's a funny show.
30 years later, Survivor's still going.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the Costco guys said,
they showed up.
Boom, boom, boom.
Give them 3 booms.
They shot him in the head 3 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
He got reincarnated, and that's when Game of Thrones started.
Wow. It all full circle.
It's full circle.
Close the loop. Love that.
And you wonder
All
why
HBO
Grant
shows,
doesn't
yeah.
like sci-fi.
Oh, man. Let's see.
Good dude.
Okay. Ooh, I liked this one. This Trey put this in here. I thought it was an interesting question. I'll just read it verbatim. Yeah, he said Robert Earl Keen plays the Grand Ole Opry for the first time. I'm assuming recently. And then Post Malone played for the first time in August. Should this bother me?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Yeah.
It also makes sense.
You think so?
I think it's wrong. I think it's kind of like this. I think Post Malone would win Survivor before Robert Earl Keen. But so I think deep down he's just better at sales.
Post Malone.
I mean, I'm just like,
no, I get what you're saying.
Here,
like, he's
but I
more
think
commercial.
like he released that album where he got Dolly Parton, like he got all these big time names, Stapleton, whoever all the people were to sing with him. And then it's like that gets the attention, right? Where you have Robert O'Keen, who's just like banging it out on a guitar in College Station for drunk Aggies. And everyone
That's
knows
probably why.
him, but doesn't
He was
like.
an ET fan.
Yeah.
He probably
could
would have been
be.
there.
Yeah. But no, I think you should be upset about that for sure.
I was just like, man, that seems crazy to me. I'm like
the admin chief at Regiment getting the St. Babs medal before the staff sergeant ops chief. That's what that's like.
That's a great.
It's exactly what it is.
Just because the unit passed McCat or whatever, I guess some sort of.
No, because she was at Regiment and like affected all the high level people, and the guy down grinded it out in the battery for 6 years gets no respect. Yeah. That's what that is.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, but it does bother me.
But who played first?
I think it should.
Post Malone.
By like a day or by like
no, he was back in August, and Robert
Yeah.
O'Keen was like a week ago.
Wow, what did Robert O'Keen sing?
Did
did he sing Merry Christmas?
Party Goes On Forever.
Family?
Say what?
Did he sing Merry Christmas from the Family?
Yeah.
I mean, did he? Like, can you go back?
I don't think.
Can you go back and watch? That's my favorite Robert O'Keen song.
It is a good
hands
song.
down, yeah. Fred and
Abby thought he was Abby thought he just sang Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Until I go, no, he's a country music singer.
Like, what? No.
No, he's a Texas country music singer.
Correct.
Ooh.
That's a
There's a distinction.
Don't call it Carolina barbecue. That's South Carolina barbecue, boy.
That's what.
Yeah.
Who's it? Like Abby's knowledge, like she only watches the Food Network, and so like, what's his name? Palmer, who's the football player, Jesse Palmer.
Oh,
Bourdain?
yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Jesse Palmer has a show on the Food Network.
Yeah.
And then like
He's
he was
all
like
over the Food Network. Yeah.
Yeah, and so then he was like popped up on something for college football, and Abby's like, "What is that Food Network guy doing on?" I'm like, "He was a quarterback." She didn't know who Trisha Yearwood was. She just thought Trisha Yearwood was a Food Network lady.
He flipped the breaker and the lights came on.
Classic Abby. Just a big Food Network gal.
Trisha Yearwood, does she not know about the affair with Garth Brooks? Come on, Abby. That's Christian drama.
Big jumpy guy.
Yeah, big jumping guy. Big jumping guy. If you're new to this podcast, go back and listen to, that's got to be what, episode 3 or 4?
3. I'm gonna go 3.
Something early.
Yeah,
Something
early. In the show notes, which we're good at, we talk about Garth Brooks and his big jumping guy.
And he was like, what? Was he?
No, it's true. Before Grant's buddy
he was a pole vaulter, a high jumper in Oklahoma State.
High jumper, pole vaulter.
Before Grant's buddy got busy, he literally made like reels of Garth Brooks jumping, and now he doesn't have time to do that. But he's a big jumping guy.
Oh, that's good stuff.
That was his job before.
yeah. That's what he did before. That was his civilian job.
Quit giving me all this film we got on Garth jumping.
Now he's worried about the trash.
It's funny where life takes you sometimes.
It all comes full circle back to the trash can.
Speaking of where life takes you sometimes, y'all see those astronauts finally got picked up from the. Y'all been tracking that International Space Station. Yeah, you go over there for 10 days. 9 months later, it's
like that PFC and then 29 Palms that wandered off. Never mind. I think that's different. I think he died.
Yeah,
I don't think story they tell you about the Lance Corporal that walked off into the desert, 29 Palms, and they're like, and he walked off with this much water and this much chow, and they 1,000 Marines about to do an exercise on the edge of the seat, and they're like, and we found him 6 days later, dead, fried on a rock, and you're like, okay,
great story, man.
Don't get lost.
Okay,
hilarious.
It's not your range. It's your battalion commander's range.
One reason why I think it was delayed that they got brought back was because it was around the election. And I would be, if I got stuck up there and they're like, hey, we're gonna have to hold off coming to get you because we're gonna wait till the selection's done. I'd be like, this is dumb.
I'd be like, I am in space. Come.
I'm like, I just want to go home. I won't vote. How about that?
Can I do my mail-in ballot? That's all I want to know.
Can I vote at in space?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Hey, glad they made it back.
Yeah, well, I think they just got picked up.
Boys.
They landed.
They did?
No, they crashed into some water. Yeah. They crashed into some water or something.
It looked like Apollo 13.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Love that.
There was a female driving, so they crashed upside down over water.
Do you think they did the Helo dunker before they left?
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope they did. Oh my God.
They're still in there. They're like, where's the door?
I was like, actually, we can't come pick you up because we noticed that you don't have your UET cards. So we can't come pick you up because it's going to be a water landing.
They're under the surface of the water, pressing against a glass thing, and there's someone over top like, show us your Helo dunker card. They're like, I left it on Mars. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
They were running low.
The Helo dunker was broken.
Oh man!
Oh man! That's good training. That's good training.
Full circle.
Yeah, good full circle.
Was MLB opening day yesterday or was that today? I don't.
So you have the one going in Tokyo 2 weeks before everything else, right? Dodgers.
Yes.
Yeah. Was it yesterday or today? I don't know. I should know. My buddy's on Japan time. MLB opening day.
Today.
It was today. Dodgers and Ohtani won. Yeah, so but then the next one's not for 10 days. 42,000 fans. I did see that ticket prices cheapest you could find were $2,900. But yeah, baseball is back, baby. Baseball is back.
Yeah. Always opening day is a special, I don't know. Yeah, it just feels different. Remember we went to one. Have either of y'all been doing an opening day game?
No, I've never been to one.
I don't remember what season it was, but I went to one in Atlanta one time and it was good. I don't know, just opening day baseball is a really cool, just feeling in the air and atmosphere.
Yeah.
Was Chipper Jones on the team?
Chipper Jones was on the team.
No, was Fred McGriff on the team?
No, this was post Fred McGriff.
How about Greg Maddux?
No, Greg Maddux. This was Chipper Jones, right last couple seasons for him.
Okay.
Brian McCann. Jeff
McCann.
Oh man, dude, yeah, that was a good.
Tom Glavine.
No Glavine. Who were the starters?
What was the temperature of your dad's pool that day?
I guarantee that is written down somewhere.
Jeff just went to his first opening day of baseball, and Chipper Jones was on third base. He only played 6 innings, and he went 1 for 3, but he did have a fielder's choice, and swam 50 laps this morning. It was 72.5 degrees. Did it in normal time, just about the average. But nothing left to report in the diary. That's ill. That's a diary entry. I hope he has a green logbook that he writes these down in.
with a ruler and everything.
Jeff, did you ever play N64 King Griffey Jr.?
Oh my gosh, loved it.
That was always my team.
The Braves?
It's the Brave. Yeah.
Bravos.
Chipper Jones. Who's the DH?
Oh gosh, who was the DH in that one?
So that came out in 94. So who's the DH for Atlanta Braves in 94?
Oh my gosh.
It's going to bother me.
I should know this. Well, they wouldn't have had, since they were a National League team, or since they are a National League team, there would not have been a designated hitter. And I don't know, I don't remember when they started interleague play, but man, who else would have been on that team in 94? Shortstop would have either been Walt Weiss. Oh man, yeah.
I either played with them or I played with Cleveland, who I feel like Cleveland was good then.
Yep. Cleveland would have been good around that time. Kenny Lofton.
That's it. Yeah. Kenny Lofton. I played. Yeah.
I also would play with the Mariners a lot because I felt like King Griffey Jr. was just his stats were just juiced in that game. He was really great, but they I think they
100%
bumped his stats up a little.
I think that's the best. If you go baseball game, that's the best baseball game of all time.
John Smoltz. David Justice.
Justice. That's what. Oh man, who else was?
Deion Sanders was on the '94 Braves.
Yep. That's right. Oh man, and then Ron Gant, I think.
Fred McGriff.
Javi Lopez would have been the catcher.
Yep, Javi Lopez. Bobby Cox, baby, Bobby Cox.
Who was second baseman? Mark Lemke.
Second baseman. I know that name, Mark Lemke. I'm looking in fielders. Yep, Mark Lemke.
Jeff, would your dad know all these off the top of his head?
Bill Piccata, Terry Pendleton.
Oh,
TP, baby. Dude, baseball's back.
I don't know if he would have been as good with Atlanta Braves because he always kind of had not a disdain for the Braves. Didn't follow them super close because he grew up in Wisconsin, and so at the time was the Milwaukee Braves,
Milwaukee Brewers,
and they left, and so that kind of left a bad taste in his mouth because he had been a Milwaukee Braves fan, but then they moved to Atlanta, and so it's kind of oh, maybe I don't like.
So who's his team? Who's his team now?
I remember growing up, he would kind of follow the Cubs.
Mark Grace.
I think some of that was at the time. At the time, they
Ryan
were
Sandberg.
So they were on TV every day nationally.
Yeah.
So even living in Georgia, you could watch their games. Yeah, Mark Grace,
Sammy Sosa,
Ryan Sandberg.
Was that 94? Sammy Sosa?
No, he would have been 99, but because I think he was on the Rangers before, but he ended up on the Cubs.
Rangers are really good at getting players and trading them. And they become really good.
Who was the pitcher on the Cubs? Kerry Wood.
Yeah.
Legend. Back when pitchers used to pitch 9 innings and fullbacks used to play for Nebraska.
Complete.
What was Randy Johnson?
Mariners and A's.
I thought he was the Diamondbacks.
He was there towards the end.
Yeah,
I got
Mariners. I think where he had
Mariners, A's, and Diamondbacks. I have his rookie card pressed in a mint, at a 9.9.
That's a good one.
I was just going around taking pictures of things. Right?
Yeah, that's right. He told me that. Yeah, he's really into photography.
I saw him on the sideline of some college football game. What's Randy Johnson doing here?
Awesome.
Dang.
We got any more slides?
Let's see. I got to throw this one in there because I know this may help with some content for Content Grant.
I'm not ready to
update,
work.
Training around injuries. I don't know if that's going to be a full on.
No, let's save it for next week. Hit me
let's table that one.
Yeah. Hit me with that one early.
We'll take
that one right after the 6 goes.
Oh, copy.
Yeah, come on. This is why we have an agenda slide 3.
I like kind of scrolling around, shooting from the hip.
Yeah,
I like it.
Oh, good, but yeah. Then I guess, I did miss one of Trey's. But I think could be a quicker one. It's kind of harkening back to our Marine Corps topic. But does the Marine Corps still use the time dark 30, as in like, we got to get up at 0 dark 30 for movement to the rifle range. That's still a phrase thrown around.
Jeff, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know that I've ever heard the term dark 30. The only term that I can think of in terms of middle of the night is balls.
For midnight? Yeah.
I've heard that one.
Yeah. I mean, 30. Like I've heard dark 30, but I wouldn't say, I don't think that's a thing. Like, I
heard it in TBS. And someone goes, hey, we're going to move at dark 30. And I was like, okay, what time is that? They're like, well, when it gets dark plus 30 minutes. I was like, why don't you just give me a time, you idiot?
Yeah, give me a time, like balls 30.
It's like the timeline you just gave me is very open to interpretation. So I think you're going to have a lot of people on different pages.
Fantastic night vision. So what's dark to you might not be dark to me.
Yeah.
It's all about your opinion, man.
And then you walk around like this. I'm saving my night vision.
I'm just saving my night vision. I'm saving my tactical.
And then that was 2012. And you realize 13 years later, Grant's using the same night vision goggles that you used. Going to war with them. Let's go. Let's go. Gosh. Freebird. And they're like, hey, we have these new ones, but you don't get them.
Yeah.
Because Doge.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll choose white light if I can't see.
Because even when we got it in like 2012, we were like, these PVS 14s are not that great.
Yeah, they're pretty terrible.
Wow.
Any save rounds, alibis?
Nothing for the group.
I'll get with you offline, sir.
Offline, okay. Real quick, if you like Grant's Buddy and you like Godfather Battery, the battery going with the FDOs downrange, we do have some swag, got some cross cannons, and the boys are going downrange, and so they're going to looking to offload a little swag before they leave, so they don't have to do any belly tat, if you know what I mean. I'm still unclear with what that means.
The belly tax.
But if you want some t-shirts in the link below, you can go in and buy it. It supports Godfather Battery. It's not money for the OK Podcast. It's not money for the Strength Co. It's not money for BW Tax. It's actually just money for the Marines. We do stuff with them, throw cool events. So if you want to remember Grant's Buddy as they go down, you can go on there, click the link, buy a t-shirt. We'll ship it directly to you. It's all made in the United States of America. It has the battery logo on, American flag on the side, USMC on the front. I'm actually wearing one right now. I'm black. Can't buy that one. You can only buy green or a crew neck sweatshirt, and then you can wear it out, and everyone will ask you, oh, were you a Marine? And you can just answer no, but I support the troops and you should listen to the OK Podcast. So go to the link in the YouTube down below and go buy a Godfather Battery t-shirt. Comes with some stickers and some other cool stuff, and probably a note from a Marine that my buddy made him write that says, like, thanks for supporting the battery, Semper Fi.
All proceeds go to St. Babs.
All proceeds go to Barbara. We always forget her. Every time I get halfway to Fiddler's Green, I have to turn around. I got no saved rounds or alibis. BW Tax LLC. We can't talk about him enough. Tax season's upon us. If you're the guy calling BW between March 18th and April 15th, 1, he will take your call. 2, the price will be higher. And that's just a fact. Just the way it goes. If you didn't think about your taxes until you were inside the 30-day window, the price is higher, but you'll get a real person and he'll tell you, hey man, you screwed up. And if you screwed up royally and your taxes are complicated, he'll still do them. It's going to cost a lot because you're cutting into his family time. That man has not been home in months. He's just been grinding away like a real body.
It might cost a lot, but if you use code OK whenever you call him,
yep, it gets you a long way.
He'll say thank you, but you'll pay the same price.
So there's like a hierarchy of things. 1, if you say like, hey, how you doing? When you deal with someone that you're doing business with, it goes a long way. If you ask them their name, it goes a long way. If you do reoccurring business with them and walk in and say, hey, Tiffany, goes a really long way because you remembered their name. But if you call BW Tax and you say, okay, you're in, brother. You are in.
The
All
longest
sins are forgiven. It's the longest way. It's what we've always said. We'll never stop saying it. It's basically telling them that you don't trust a truck that ain't been sold or a horse that ain't been rode. He'll just get it. He'll know you're a fan of the veer, fan of the fullback. It's every inside baseball put into one, even cameras out of the locker room. And with that, at this point, Jeff's going live in his prime glasses. Trey, why don't you put us down for a landing?
This has been episode 046.
06. You're supposed to ask what episode we're on because you always mess it up.
064. That's it.
That's it.
Dyslexia kicked in. Yeah, that's it. This has been episode 064 of the
Okay.
Oh, not bad. Not bad. Of the OK Podcast. As Grant has mentioned thoroughly, we'd like to thank our sponsor, BW Tax. But we can't mention enough. Good guy, better at taxes. It's saying a lot because he's a really good guy. I'd like to thank Green Gridiron, the greenest of gridirons, Mr. Helmet. Click the link below. Get yourself a custom helmet. Big or small, he's got them all. Also, if you're looking at the link below, you see a link to the Slack channel. Use code OK. Get $10 off. I've talked to you there about lifting, life, and love. All that stuff. If you go to YouTube, go ahead and go to YouTube. Subscribe.
Let's go there.
See you. Yeah, why not?
Let's see you.
Just go ahead and do it. You can find us there. Leave us a comment. Give us a subscribe there. If you go to www.theokpodcast.com, you will find all the social media links. Give us a follow. Love to interact with you there. Coach, I missed anything?
Hey, we'd love to invite you next week into the roll call. Every week is a new week in the service where we go through all the warfighting functions and we go through everything that's important. We never forget the trash. Trash is always first importance, but we also want to make sure if there's anyone on the outlying stations calling in their time, we appreciate it. So this week, you listen to this podcast, you made it this far, Mom, and you want to shout out next week. You just reply to anything that we post. We post as much as we can when we can. Grant's buddy's busy, and just say, "Hey, I'm checking in for roll call." Put a little note in there, and you got to get it in before the roll call. We've actually had 4 or 5 come in tonight since we started recording. Sorry. Conference call, battalion conference call is a battalion conference call, and it's not your battalion conference call. It's your battalion commander's conference call. If you miss a conference call, you missed it, but we'll get you next week. We'll put your stagnant slides, but you don't want to be the guy with the quad slide that's out of date. So, next Sunday, Monday, right before recording, just give us what you want said, and we'll include you on the roll call. Outside of that, the podcast is powered by the Strength Co. www.thestrength.co. We appreciate all your business. We have some Memorial Day stuff coming up that's really fun. We'll probably cue you in earlier than most listeners, but releasing some new products, very patriotic, very fun, and some special gifts for everyone that orders Memorial Day weekend. So if you go to www.strength.co, there'll be a little sign up for our newsletter that pops up. Make sure you check out, put your email in there, click submit. As always, you can follow me at Grant SSC on X if you're looking for coaching help. I'm not helping as many folks as I'd like to, but I try to when I get some free time. Follow the Strength Co. on Instagram. And with that, we'll see you next time.